Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and I'd like to welcome you to the Practical Stoic Podcast, where I give you practical Stoic advice for modern times. If you'd like to learn more about Stoicism, or if you want some added inspiration in your day, just go to my website. It's risetothegoodlife.com. If you're interested in transforming your life with Stoic principles, then I also offer one-on-one coaching. To book your first free session, just head to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching and follow the links. But for now, enjoy this episode. Hi there, my name's Simon Drew, and welcome to the Practical Stoic Podcast. Some people smell bad. Some people have bad breath. These are the facts of life. I'm sure that at some stage in your life you've probably come across somebody who is clearly unaware of the fact that their natural body odors are getting in the way of them having positive encounters with people throughout the day. Sometimes it can be so confusing, and you just want to shake them and say, go put on some deodorant, have an Altoid. Now, at this stage you're probably wondering what I'm getting at. You're probably saying, Simon, there's no way that the Stoics seriously offered advice about how to deal with smelly people. And I would forgive you for thinking that, but you are wrong. In fact, Marcus Aurelius wrote a wonderful entry in his journal which outlines exactly what to do should you encounter somebody who has a rather annoying smell. And so I wanted to share that with you and offer some added thoughts on how you can use this formula for all kinds of things that bother you. And here's what he said. Quote, "Don't be irritated by people's smell or bad breath. What's the point? With that mouth, with those armpits, they're going to produce that odor. You might say, but they have a brain, can't they figure it out? Can't they recognize the problem? And so what? You have a brain as well. Good for you. Then use your logic to awaken his. Show him. Make him realize it. If he'll listen, then you have solved the problem without anger." End quote. So there you have it, Marcus Aurelius' formula for dealing with people who smell. And let's break this down into its parts and apply it to a broader range of potentially annoying habits in people around you. Because it would seem to me to be not very practical if this episode was only about how to deal with people with bad breath, for example. And so even though I'm sticking with the example of somebody with bad breath, you need to understand that you can use this formula for anything that a person does that is potentially annoying to you. So first, you recognize that somebody has really bad breath. It might seem irritating to you at the start, and you'll find yourself wondering how on earth this person could not recognize that their breath smells so bad. You start saying to yourself, as Marcus Aurelius said, that this person has a brain and they should be able to figure it out as well. And you then must recognize that you too have a brain, and that you are also a rational being who is capable of responding in the most effective way possible. And so you decide to take personal responsibility for the situation and do what you can to make it better. You decide that you're going to, as Marcus Aurelius suggested, use your logic to awaken his. You chat with your friend and let him know kindly that his breath is bad and that it may be affecting his encounters with other people that day. You don't get angry at him or make fun of him, but with kindness and understanding, you allow him to save face and to fix his own problem after a brief conversation. And after this has happened, the conclusion will hopefully be that you have shown him the problem and fixed it without anger. And that is really the key here, without anger. Because as much as this was literally a journal entry about dealing with smelly people, it's also a very practical formula for dealing with all kinds of habits that annoy you without getting angry. See, when somebody does something that annoys you, or when you feel like something that they're doing is so obviously wrong or irritating, the best response is not anger. In fact, the true Stoic response is to immediately ask yourself if it's something that is worth being angry over, or if it's just your perceptions of what they're doing that is annoying you. And that's what Marcus Aurelius did at the start of that passage by saying that you shouldn't be annoyed by bad breath or smells, because what else is going to happen with those armpits and that mouth? But if you want to be really effective and to change the situation, then the best way to do that is to talk, to show, and to care enough to tell them about what's happening, and then to allow the situation to fix itself, without you or them defaulting to negative behaviors or emotions. Remember that as much as other people have brains and the ability to see and fix their own problems, so do you. You can use your own brain and your own knowledge to help someone else to be better or to fix their problems. But you must do this without being angry or condescending. If they change, then you've succeeded. And if they don't, then you've still done your best and you've remained calm and effective, which is one of the main goals of Stoicism. Use Marcus Aurelius' formula every time you face one of these situations and see how much happier and more effective you can be. Hey there, thank you so much for listening to this episode. I haven't checked in with you guys in a long time, doing the before or after the episode sort of rundown. And I apologize that this episode was a little bit shorter than usual. I felt like to get the point across that I was trying to get out, I didn't need a lot of time there. And hopefully it was helpful, maybe even a little bit silly. So I hope you enjoyed it. And I thought I'd just offer another invitation to anybody out there who still hasn't joined the Facebook group that we've got going called the Practical Stoic Mastermind. It really is so incredible to watch all these beautiful people coming onto the Facebook group and really sharing their knowledge and their love of Stoicism and being so helpful to everybody else in the community. It's a wonderful thing to see. And so if you're looking for that little bit of an extra hand with Stoicism and applying it to your life, then there are so many amazing people in this group who will absolutely help you to do that. And I'd be really excited to have you on there. So please go and join that now, and we'd love to see you there. And apart from that, I don't have much to say except for thank you so much for listening to this. I'm grateful for who you are as the person who is, I'm sure you're trying to become a better person every day. I'm sure that you're the type of person who's always searching for more wisdom, more knowledge, trying to be a better person. And I love that. So thank you so much for being you. And thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I'll talk to you next time. But until then, I hope that this episode has helped you on your rise to the good life. Ciao. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Practical Stoic Podcast. I hope that you've gotten a lot of value out of it, and I hope that it helps you to live a better life. If you have enjoyed the podcast, then don't forget to subscribe so that you'll be the first to know when there are new episodes. If you really love the podcast, then I would appreciate a positive review, whether that's on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, or wherever else you listen. Don't forget that if you're interested in one-on-one Stoic coaching, then you can head to risetothegoodlife.com/coaching to book your first free session today.